In the opening scene of the film, we observe a man sitting in his peculiar car, giving a strange smile in front of a children's school. Noticing two children walking home alone, he starts following them. Before heading home, the children visit a gaming zone, aiming to win a teddy bear. After several unsuccessful attempts, the younger brother, Rabin, leaves the gaming zone in frustration. His elder sister, Alana, decides to try one last time to win the teddy bear, but fails again. Upon deciding to go home, she realizes Rabin is missing and frantically searches for him. Suddenly, she hears Rabin's screams and, following the sound, is shocked to see the same man from the car attempting to kidnap Rabin by covering his mouth. Before Alana can seek help, the kidnapper notices her as well, forcibly grabs her and locks her in the car's trunk. The kidnapper then drives to his house, where he takes Rabin out of the trunk and brings him inside. Meanwhile, Alana remains trapped in the dark trunk, terrified. Desperately trying to free herself, she searches the trunk and finds a sharp object. Using it, she attempts to cut the tape binding her hands, injuring herself in the process. Eventually, she succeeds in freeing her hands, removes the blindfold from her eyes and mouth, and kicks open the trunk. Emerging from the car, she initially plans to escape, but then remembers her brother's life is in danger inside the kidnapper's house. Determined to rescue him, she re-enters the house and notices the kidnapper nearby. To avoid being seen, she hides in a cabin filled with cockroaches. Overcoming her fear, she suppressed a scream, determined not to ruin her plan. As soon as the man left the kitchen, Alana emerged from the cabin. However, he returned immediately, forcing Alana to hide behind the door. Fortunately, he didn't notice her because the doorbell rang just in time. A delivery man had arrived with a box. After accepting the package and entering the house, the kidnapper heard Robin shouting loudly from his room and went upstairs to check. Seizing the opportunity, Alana came out of hiding to search for her brother. Hearing the kidnapper descending the stairs, she quickly hid under the dining table. Once he moved away, she proceeded to the second floor, where multiple rooms left her uncertain about which one held her brother. She began checking each room one by one. The scene cuts to show the kidnapper cooking. He takes 2 plates of food and brings one upstairs to give to Robin. As soon as he hears Robin scream, Alana hides in a room. This room with strange blood was splattered on the floor in several places. A chainsaw was lying there, and a camera was mounted on the wall. Seeing this, Alana realized that the kidnapper had probably used this room to kill children and record videos of it. Driven by curiosity, Alana sat down and looked around, only to discover many dead children's bodies. She was horrified. As the kidnapper was about to go downstairs, he noticed the lights in the room were on. He immediately understood that someone else had entered his house. Hearing his footsteps approach, Alana quickly hid among the bodies. The kidnapper began checking everything, opening the closet and searching around. He then moved to check the bathroom. While he was distracted, Alana swiftly crawled out from under the bed and hid inside a closet. Since the kidnapper had already checked the closet, and Alana knew that he wouldn't check it again after she came out, the kidnapper thought it was just his imagination that someone might be in the house. He then pulled a body out from under the bed and took a chainsaw into another room. Driven by curiosity, Alana followed him into the room, where she saw the kidnapper ruthlessly cutting up a child's dead body. He had removed the child's organs and placed them in a small box, the same box that a man had given him earlier. This clearly indicated that the kidnapper was selling children's organs. Alana was horrified, overcome with fear and unable to stop herself from crying. She sat silently, covering her mouth, sobbing quietly. We then see the man dragging the box down the stairs, and when he opened the door, another man was there who had delivered the box to the kidnapper. The kidnapper handed the box over to the man, and after finishing his work for the day, fell asleep on the sofa. This was the moment Alana had been waiting for. The keys were placed on the side table by the sofa. Quietly, Alana tried to grab them, but she accidentally made a noise, waking the kidnapper. He grabbed her hand with such force, as if he knew she was coming. Alana quickly gathered all her strength and freed her hand. In a desperate attempt to save herself, she ran deeper into the house to hide. She locked herself in a room and barricaded the door with various objects. However, in her panic, she forgot that the keys were still with her, and the kidnapper managed to unlock the door. As soon as the door opened, Alana was already prepared. She distracted him by making something fall on him and ran into the kitchen, grabbing a knife. The kidnapper followed her and picked up a knife of his own, attempting to scare her. He then cornered Alana and grabbed her. Just before he could kill her, Alana managed to slip under his arms and showed him the knife, ready to fight back. And when the kidnapper tried to grab the knife from her hand during the struggle, his foot collided with a cabinet, causing him to fall and lose consciousness. Alana went to check if he was dead, but just as she did, he regained consciousness and immediately grabbed her. In the chaos, the knife in her hand accidentally plunged into the kidnapper's stomach, and he died right there. Alana hadn't planned for any of this. It was an accident, and a man had died at her hands. She was now in a state of panic, but after a while, she managed to calm herself. She washed her hands and finally went to rescue her brother. Before she could reach Rebin, she found many disturbing things. While checking the house, like a lot of photos of children in the wardrobe, all of whom had been killed by the kidnapper. Just as she was about to enter Rebin's room, she saw a car, similar to the one earlier, stopping outside the house. A girl got out of the car and entered the house, calling out to the kidnapper, not knowing he was already dead. Suddenly, she heard someone screaming, It was Reben's screams. She quickly rushed upstairs and found that the girl was also trying to scare Reben, which clearly meant that this girl was the kidnapper's partner. Seeing this girl, Reben got even more frightened and attacked her with a plate nearby. However, the attack had little effect on her, as if she had become used to such things. After silencing Reben, she locked his room and went outside. The scene cuts to show that Ilana had stolen a phone from the kidnapper's house and informed the police, telling them that she was in danger. Before the girl could come downstairs, Ilana opened the front door and tried to move the kidnapper's body outside, hoping that the girl wouldn't see it and wouldn't suspect that Ilana was there. She was mostly successful in her efforts. She managed to get the kidnapper's body to the garden and covered it with leaves. But she made one mistake. Ilana forgot to take the phone inside the house. By the time she realized it, the girl had come downstairs and noticed the phone lying outside through the open door, which made her suspicious that someone had entered their house. Panicking, the kidnapper's partner came inside and started calling the kidnapper. Meanwhile, it showed Ilana in the kitchen, cleaning the blood from the kidnapper and hiding in a cabin, holding onto a knife that she hoped would help her if things got worse. The girl, who was calling the kidnapper, suddenly hears the phone ringing outside the house. After calling a few times and getting no response, she decides to check outside. There, under the leaves, she finds the kidnapper's dead body. Shocked, she realizes that the kidnapper is dead, and it's clear that the killer must be inside the house. Taking advantage of the situation, Ilana sneaks into another room to hide, while the girl goes inside and picks up an axe. Because she wanted to find and kill the person who killed her partner, the girl searching for Ilana ended up in the same room where Ilana was hiding. This room had an attached bathroom and looked like it belonged to the girl. After quickly checking the room, the girl headed to the bathroom. Seizing the opportunity, Ilana tried to sneak out to another room, but she accidentally dropped a suitcase, causing a noise. The girl immediately came out of the bathroom. Ilana hid under the bed, but the game of hide-and-seek was over as the girl spotted her. Before the girl could catch and kill her, Ilana quickly ran to the bathroom and locked herself inside. However, the kidnapper's partner wasn't about to let her go. She grabbed an axe and started breaking down the bathroom door. On the other side, the girl saw Ilana and was about to kill her, but just before she could, Ilana's luck changed. The girl suddenly heard the sound of a police van's siren outside her house. Now, handling the police was more important than killing Ilana. So, she locked the room, went downstairs, turned on the TV, and cranked up the volume to the max, then opened the door for the police. She turned the volume up so that the police wouldn't hear Ilana's voice. When the officer arrived, instead of starting the investigation right away, he asked her to bring a glass of water. While she went to get the water, the officer entered the house and quickly realized something was off because of the mess scattered around. He then took out his gun from his pocket. Meanwhile, Ilana, instead of breaking the room door, broke through the floor and jumped down quickly. When she landed, the officer was shocked to see her. Before Ilana could explain, the girl spun around and threw the axe at the police officer, killing him instantly. Her next target was definitely Ilana, but Ilana pushed the girl away and managed to escape. At this point, the girl had the police officer's gun and tried to shoot Ilana several times, but Ilana narrowly avoided every shot. Now, Ilana was heading upstairs, trying to escape and save herself. Seeing this, the girl followed Ilana, but noticed the dead police officer lying in the path. She grabbed the body by the feet and threw it down. Now she was solely focused on chasing Ilana. Ilana, who had reached the upper floor, quickly grabbed a vase and hit the girl on the head, knocking her unconscious. This was the perfect opportunity to save her brother. Ilana rushed over, took the keys to her brother's room from the girl, unlocked the door, and embraced him. Both of them felt a sense of relief, seeing each other alive. Ilana wanted to get her brother out of there safely, but Reben had been tied up securely. To free him, Ilana quickly grabbed a chainsaw that was used to kill the children and started it. With it, she managed to cut through the chains and free her brother. However, as soon as Ilana and her brother stepped out, she realized the girl who had been knocked unconscious was no longer there. She had regained consciousness and was hiding, likely planning to attack them. Understanding this, Ilana signaled her brother to stay quiet. Ilana moves toward the window, as it was the only way out of the house. But her brother ruins her plan when he spots the police officer's body. Upon seeing it, he screams loudly. Hearing his scream, the girl immediately emerges to attack them and, with one swift move, knocks both of them down. However, the strength of the two kids seemed to be greater than that of the girl, because they managed to overpower her and escape. They quickly run out of the house, but during their escape, Ilana steps on some glass, making it difficult for her to run. Before they can fully escape, Ilana has to stop by the kidnapper's car to grab her shoes. By the time she puts them on, the girl arrives, now limping, clearly injured. The kids manage to find a bicycle, planning to escape on it, but their bad luck kicks in when the bike chain comes off. In a desperate attempt to save themselves, they jump into a police car to escape. In the same police car that had arrived after Ilana's complaint, Ilana uses the police radio to inform the officer that they are in danger and that one of their own officers has already been killed. To intimidate them, the girl climbs onto the police car and smashes the car's windows with her axe. In a desperate bid to escape, Ilana pulls the car's handbrake, causing the car to jerk backward and knocking the girl down. Seizing the opportunity, the kids quickly fix the bicycle chain and manage to escape. But not long after, the girl gets up and resumes chasing them because she couldn't let them go alive. Ilana had witnessed everything she did. The girl relentlessly pursues them in her car, but at night her car crashes into a rock, causing an accident. Meanwhile, the kids' bicycle breaks down again. Fearing for their lives, they quickly abandon the bike and start running on foot towards the river. It was getting late, and the children could no longer see ahead, so they wisely hid behind a rock and stayed there until morning. Meanwhile, the girl had begun searching for the two siblings on foot. As soon as the morning arrived, Ilana and Reben emerged from behind the rock and started running toward their home, hoping the girl had stopped chasing them. However, they were wrong. She had come after them again. While running, Reben's foot got stuck between two rocks, and Ilana desperately tried to free him. Just as she was struggling, the girl caught up with them. Before she could attack them with her axe, a gunshot rang out, and the girl fell to the ground. It turned out that the police had arrived just in time, acting on the message Ilana had sent earlier to the officer during the night. The police had quickly reached the location, the kidnapper's house, but found no sign of Ilana there. They had been searching for her and her brother ever since, and now they had finally found them. The police had already taken care of the girl, and they rescued Ilana and her brother. The movie ends here.